Good evening, students. Today we are doing the next topic of this chapter. This is cube of a number. So what is cube of a number? The cube of a number is that number raised to the power 3. So you can understand this by this example. Here we have to write the cube of 7. So we have to write it like 7 raised to the power 3. This is called cube of 7. Now we can write it like 7 into 7 into 7, and after multiplication we get the product as 343. So 343 is called the cube of 7, right? Now the next term we have to study in this part of the chapter is perfect cube. So what are perfect cube? You can say a natural number is said to be a perfect cube if it is the cube of some natural number, right? So to understand the perfect cube, let's take some examples. We know that the cube of 1 is 1, cube of 2 is 8, cube of 3 is 27, cube of 4 is 64. So these numbers 1, 8, 27 and 64, they are called the perfect cube, right? Now the next term, it is cube root. So the cube root of a number x, if we have any number x, then the cube root of x we can define that is that number which when multiplied by itself 3 times, then the product of that 3 numbers is equal to x, right? So, and we can denote the cube root of x like this. This is the symbol of cube root. So we have to write cube root of any number like this. This is a notation for cube root. It is just like the square root symbol, but we have to write 3 in between this. Okay, so this is the sign of cube root. So now you can understand with this example, we know that the product of 5 3 times, product of 5 3 times gives 125. So we can write that the cube root of 125 is 5, right? So if 125 is the product of these 3 5s, then we can say that the cube root of 125 is 5. Okay, so this is cube root of any number. Now how we can find the cube root? So the method of finding cube root of numbers, and we are doing this method by prime factorization method. We are finding the cube root by prime factorization method. Here we have given a number 9261 and we have to find the cube root of this number. Now you can see we have to find the cube root of 9261 and we are using the prime factorization method. So here you can see that this is the way to find the prime factors of any number. So these 3, 3, 3, 7, 7 and 7, these are the factors of this number. And how we can find these factors? Now 9261 is an odd number, so I am dividing by 3. So 3 3 is a 9, 2 is a smaller, so 0 times 3 8s are 24 and 3 7s are 21. Now we have 3087, again dividing by 3, 3 1s are 3, 0, 3 2s are 6 and 3 9s are 27, again divided by 3, this gives 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12 and 3 3s are 9. Now 343 is the cube of 7. So we get 3 factors as 7, right? So in the prime factorization of 9261, we get one triplet of 3 and one triplet of 7, right? So we can remove this cube root and just write 3 into 7. In this triplet we have to write only one factor. So 3 from here and 7 from here. Now the product of 3 and 7 is 21. So the cube root of 9261 is 21. Now see how to find the cube root of fractions and decimals, right? So here I am doing the cube root of fraction. I am finding the cube root of fractions. Now we have given a mixed fraction. So to find the cube root, just convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. Okay. So by converting, we get 2197 over 343. Now we can write this fraction separately as the cube root of 2197 upon cube root of 343. Now find the factors of these two numbers. 2197, we know that this is the cube of 13, so we can write directly the cube root of 13 into 13 into 13, 3 factors, and the 343 is the cube of 7, so we can write directly 7 into 7 into 7. Now removing this cube root by this triplet, so we get 13 over 7. Now this is improper. Now change this into mixed fraction. So this is the cube root of this given mixed fraction. Okay. Now the second part. In the second part, we have to find the cube root of a decimal number. We have given 19.683. Yeah? So we can write this 19.683 as 19683 over 1000. This is 19,683 upon 1000 because we have here 3 decimal places. Again, we can separate the terms with cube roots. So we got cube root of 19,683 upon cube root of 1000. Now find the prime factors of this number. So here, this is the prime factorization of this number. We get 9 times, okay, as a factor. So we can write like this, 3 raised to the power 9, and 1000 we can write 10 into 10 into 10. You know that cube root, when we converted this cube root into power, so we have to write like 1 upon 3. So this cube root I have written like power as 1 upon 3. Now we can cut 9 and 3, so this gives 3, and the cube root of this triplet gives 10. So the cube of 3 is 27, 27 upon 10, and 27 upon 10 gives 2.7. We have to put a decimal just before one place as we have 10 in the denominator. Right, so this 27 over 10 gives 2.7.